Hello, everybody. My name is Sadie, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, episode 2. Quick little thing I noticed is that there's this guy or main character in the bottom right corner, and I'm wondering if maybe like the girls and the boys are gonna be plastered over the main menu, because I did think that it was a bit empty at the beginning. And I'm wondering. Oh, shut up! Sorry, my notifications. But yeah. Another a thing I've took note of is that this game is 100% hetero, so that means no gay relationships. Too bad. But it is what it is. It's fine. There's no problem with that. The thing is, I also took in consideration that so I knew that there were multiple routes, and I knew that there was a limited amount of routes, and I didn't precise that in the first episode. I didn't tell you that I knew that, but I know that there are multiple routes. And I know that there are a limited amount of routes, so there isn't a route for every girl in the classroom as well. Hence why I said that it is why I said that I hope there was I forgot her name. Shizune route, which there is, so I'm glad. I'm gonna try to go for this route. But yeah. Another thing I have to tell you is that, yeah, there's this 2 checks here, which is because I tried to record this earlier, but I noticed there was a problem with the game audio, so I had to reshoot. But don't worry, literally, there's nothing more than a few texts that I've read. We didn't even get out of the cafeteria. So, I'm gonna not... I mean, technically I spoiled myself, but I'm not gonna ask about Shizune's deafness, because it ends up leading to nowhere. Like, we don't even talk at all. I'm gonna ask about the library. Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Lately I've gone into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misha gives the kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, then picks up her smile again. What? Why are you judging? There is. It's in the 2nd floor. We can show it to you sometimes. Thanks. I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they were talking about secret girl stuff or something. Quickly notice a conversation in sign is not enough to fill silence. Cool. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. A dark-haired girl, I know this from before, is slumped over her desk at the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone just from her presence. Our presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students, and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of school feels strange. It's as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. It's the long time I spent in the hospital that made me like this. I am even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Like me, bro. But I don't have a condition. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Chan. We've got to hurry already, since there is a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait, the teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. You join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out other senior classrooms in the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks like it's actually a part of the main building. Cool. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like the Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Yi-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. It'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education? Guess it's necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this really will be only a quick visit, like the teacher said. On a white door on the left is a green cross with the text head nurse and a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there are at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desks. Hello there, what can I do for you today? He is young-looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples in his cheeks wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question 100 times. Well, yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Isao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelations as he snaps his finger. Oh, my bad, I just opened my folders. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file in the morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency. Good God, this is training my English reading skills, right? He gestures me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call us if there is a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Whoa, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. This is a joke. My God, this joke feels so out of place, and I'm left thinking why he even said it. Yeah, just that. It's really weird to have so many medical people out of school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that myself, but I won't let the nurse know it. Now, let me just find your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark grey laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters and hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all the food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or it won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Oh, come on. Do at least, like, you know, a respectful grin, you know? It's like when your boss or, like, your teacher makes a joke, you're always audience, you know? The little cringe laugh, like, ha ha ha. But you're just like, come on, man. Do some effort, I don't know. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh, my lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really I'm not too bothered for him for forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. That kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your paper. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably, and he glances at me over his papers with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks, or even light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming maybe? There's a pool there. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, and I'm sure you've been told this before, you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. Noni, really? I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. Goes over my papers one more time and set them on the desk, obviously content. Good, that's it then. Come meet me if you ever need something. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. End up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. It's the first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gates or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going, and I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? Or one of us? I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge towards the dorms, set a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward going inside. It takes me more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for the elevators at the end of the hallway. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems that only the girls around here are sociable. I suppose that's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seem to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I know night. Hello, is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. Oh. A bespectacled. What are these fucking words? Okay, I'm no scholar or whatever, but come on, man! A bespectacled boy? Are you fucking kidding me? You couldn't have thought of any, I mean, good for you. You're good at writing, I guess. Bespectacled. What does that mean? You know what? I'm gonna search right now. Bespectacle. The definition. Wears glasses. Then why don't you say a boy who wears glasses? Why do you have to show off and say bespectacled? Okay, whatever. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Bespectacled, homie. Fuck off. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. So, Nakai, I'm moving into the next room. I thought I should introduce my... Say suddenly Brian's in realization, ere he stands back upright, thrusting his hand out in a smiling greeting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? The name's Kenji. Ah, hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it, still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. There were some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parent. Your parents? You're sure? Because they could have been some other people too. Can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is left hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. Alright. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gesture. Whatever. You're a brave man, Hisao. Me, I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. Okay, so he's partly blind. Okay. He's kinda cute. Never mind, doesn't matter. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Why does this room give me the heebie-jeebies? Beige walls. White linen, a desk made of some type of light wood. Ugly curtains. It's no one's room, impersonal. Like my hospital. I hate myself for yawning, sorry. My bags are sitting at the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. The closet is sitting open, stuck with my clothes. Also, it seems that there are a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. A note is pinned to the sleeve of one of the shirts. Sorry. Hi, Chan. We've unpacked your things and made your bed. They said that if these don't fit, then you should go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I kind of hoped I would have. Then there would be something to do. It's still too early. I put the note down on the desktop and lie down on the bed, feeling drained. Lying there makes me want to read something. Why do I have to yawn every fucking minute? But I have nothing with me. Oh, I just realized it's because I'm talking. Every time I'm talking and I don't know, I'm sleepy, I have to yawn for some reason, which is fucking annoying. I wonder if the hospital conditioned me for wanting to read whenever I have nothing to do. The restless urge just keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before coming and for the entire day today too. I still am, I think. Damn, I have to distract myself somehow, so I won't be this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow I'll go borrow some books from the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, the bottles of medication neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I pick up one and shake it to hear the content rattle inside, and then read the glued-on pharmacy label. Isao Nakai, 2 tablets daily to stay alive. That is grim as fuck. Doesn't really say that, but it could just as well. Okay, gotcha. It's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. I resent it a little, but what choice do I have? The sigh began my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills from each bottle, being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain, and after that I keep staring at the blank and familiar ceiling for a long time. Doesn't start looking any more familiar, not even after darkness falls and a long shadow draw across my room like fingers. I have to resort to like tricks to hide my yawning. I mean, it wasn't really discreet, but you know. The sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm and nest-like against the chill that passes for room temperature here. Soon the lighter shade of darkness that is the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night, and it becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. The night beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness of unfamiliarity and fear creeping up my spine once again, keep drifting further away from the world I knew. Day 1 completed! Let's go. How many title cards is there going to be? That's the second one so far. Or maybe it was just like a loading. But is loading even needed in visual novels? I'm not sure. No. No. Okay, that's what. Alright. Wake up in a strange room. Still morning, light shimmers against the light gray ceiling. I'd forgotten to draw the curtain closed last night. Huh? It's my room, isn't it? My room. So the third room this year that I'm supposed to call mine. Various things around here reminds me that indeed it's me who's supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. Stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open a bottle, shake out a pill, and pop out a tablet from a foiled sheet. I down them with a chaser of water, without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheets and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. The artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back is a good one, a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not much different from what I used to wear before. That goes for other things too. So far, this place seems more or less like a normal school. Except for the people. I think back to my talk with Kenji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter, and Shizune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I've only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal around here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people do? I didn't see a lot of kids hanging around after classes yesterday, so maybe there are clubs. If so, I wonder if I should join one. Interesting. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decide to ask Shizune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I wanted to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze slowly to Misha, who looks more preoccupied with trying to grind the eraser of her pencil down so that their top is perfect and evenly flat. Mood. Ha! Sorry, Shishan. Is there something you wanted from me? Oh, I see. That's a good question, Ishan. My first thought is that means she doesn't know, which is worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone's encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't really anything else to do. There are also school events like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in the school tend to help out with it, doing whatever. So you actually transferred in at the busy time. Maybe you can help? Help out too. Sure. What's the festival about? Misha freeze. What? I don't know, Ishan. The truth is, it's a local event, and I'm not from the area, so... Starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking her to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of the notably grandiose flourish and starts signing hard and heavy. She's so cute, goddammit. Oh? Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Chizune's words out at me with a disproportional amount of pride. Too loud. I can see heads turning to look in her direction. Not so loud. Human beings evolve with each new generation. The ideal and beliefs behind a festival will inevitably change with time. Now it's about delicious fried food and amusing little games that you play to win prizes. Teacher clears his throat very loudly, batting his long wooden pointer against his other palm like a baton. He shoots a pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stifles a yelp and quickly quiets down. Chizune doesn't seem embarrassed at all, though brushing it off without a care. Okay, we're in the middle of class and should start working. That's right, Chishan. What? That's right. Ishan, are you asking because you're interested in joining a club? I've been my eyes playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone has also changed, although it does that every other... Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Chizune look at each other again. I'm about to ask what they have in mind when something dark flutters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. At the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she was working with any group, and no one seems to notice her but me. I glance at the teacher, who's also looking at the dark-haired girl, go, why doesn't he say anything? Ichan, is something wrong? Do I look as uneasy as I feel? Or was Misha just looking at me, looking after the girl who left? No, nothing. Okay, well, like we were asking, you don't have any plans for lunch today, do you? Thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. You want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Wow, okay, Itchin, perfect. Too energetic for me at that time of the day. Oh boy, the rest of class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put any more thought into where she could have gone, the teacher informs us that it's time to stop working. Chizune looks more than a little annoyed that we only just barely managed to finish all the work on time. I'm just glad we finished it at all. It's not a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Ichan. Impossible. Really? Really? I noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha is always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but what anyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so. Shizune can understand it. Her eyes dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know who I'm supposed to be looking at. I'm talking to Misha, but that might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really, Shizune can't hear me, but it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. My throat is damn dry. Then again, isn't that what she's doing? No, she's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing and it will take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions over a prize. If there's no prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Chitsune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She stares at me as if surprised that I'm challenging her. I think maybe this is a contest to her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It's truly an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Ichan? Very sure. You're wrong, Ichan, because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, what's on the line is my confidence in my abilities, and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them. Shizune pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I argue more, but the bell rings as she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I'm sorry, I have to take a break. Oh, those headsets are hot. I had almost forgotten that I was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess at my old school I liked to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it until near the end of my freshman year. What if there is a similar place to eat here? Misha seems to imply as much. Shizune and Misha pulls me toward the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe some students favor eating in classroom or outdoors. I saw some of my classmates had boxed lunches. It is a chore to read non-stop. After we finish eating, Misha peeks up where we left off earlier. So, Ichan, you wanted to know about clubs and stuff, right? Right, Shishin. Okay, I guess it makes sense to ask first. Exchanging little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again, and Misha straightens her her posture as if she is about to deliver a speech. Ishin, do you have anything you're really interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't follow the team and players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. There's a book club, right, Chishan? Right? But it seems that they have all the members they can possibly have right now. Sorry, Ichan, it's a really popular club. Ah, okay, but more to the point, Ichan, does this mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good, great, that's great, Ichan. Really great! Wow. Why is it so great? No reason. Well, Ichan, other than clubs and the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student council. I see. I don't know this school had a student council. That was very melodramatic setup, though just to tell you that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this because Shizune looks so embarrassed about it and Misha's laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who is to voice whatever she says. Right. Hishin, maybe you should join the student council. They could use more people. Yes, definitely. You should definitely join. Why? Well, for one, we can hang out every day, Ichan. Shichan and I are both in the student council. Actually, Shichan is the president. Starting to get the suspicion that Shizune and Misha might not exactly be the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Shizune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. ... Of course we're not trying to get you to join just because we would obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to... So you're admitting that... No, we admit nothing. I mean, Ichan, of course, it would be nice if you joined and we'd appreciate it. Even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one's school. Yep, it's true, Ichan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Ichan? I can't tell if she's being genuine or if this is just really good acting. Both of them seem to be trying hard to look their cutest, although they're already pretty cute to begin with. Well... So it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Ichan. What? No. Aw, see, Shishin? Of course it wouldn't go so easily. Yep, that's right though. It would be boring if it went that smoothly. Oh well, Shishin owes me candy now. We're betting on it? Hey, my life is not a game here. Shizune seems very intrigued by this when Misha signs it to her. The aggressive glint returns to her eyes. You think this is funny? You really that I'm not intimidating at all? Wait, I'm not even centered. You think this is funny? You really think this is funny? Are you 100% positive this is funny? Yeah, that's what I thought. Boom! That's interesting, Ichan. Let's play your game. That's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Ichan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. No, absolutely not. Oh, why not? Well, because you two both have the same incentive, and therefore the same goal, which is to get me to join the student council, right? I can't lie. Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal, but what this means is that both of you can team up and I'll be at a clear disadvantage, so I will have to decline. Ichan, I'm very offended. Are you saying you don't trust us and that we would pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shizune's influence ends and Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feeling, you should definitely join the student council. No! How about a game of paper football instead of rich men, poor men? Paper football? Yeah, it's a game they play in America. You make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it past goalposts that the other player makes with their fingers. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competition between two people, Ichan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children. Shichan? Wow. That means it's a game that really separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not going to play that either. Just the fact that you know about it means you're probably surprisingly good at it. Yeah, that's true. How do you know that, Ichan? Shizune frowns at Misha, telling her that she probably wasn't supposed to admit that so readily. That would have been smarter indeed. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with their attempts to get me into the student council, but I'm a little curious about what the student council does here. I've never been in one before, or even known anybody who was a member, so it interests me. Also, kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Ichan, how about Risk, the game of world domination? I don't know what that is. It's really fun, Ichan. You fight for control of the world, with armies and everything. I feel like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can after school. Huh, really, Shishan? We can play just for fun, Ichan. Shisha hasn't played in a long time, so if you want to, there are no strings attached. Well, okay. Okay, perfect! We'll see you after school in the student console room, then, Ichan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I grimaced to tell them how much I do not like this, but it's more for show than anything. So in the end I agree, but only after getting Chizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete just by accepting to take a look around and play a game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. She appeared like a fucking screamer, like, what? During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I had to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel offended, but I'd be considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they're on their guard. What's with the escort? This doesn't make me feel very uncomfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to his cell. What's wrong, A-chan? ... That's right, we're just going to play a game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha, this all seems a little sinister to me. Start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, they'll tie me down and torture. Sorry, I got a little hiccup there. Torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still. For sub... Oh god. Yawning again. Sorry. It just seems like it would be so plausible. Heading to the student council room is as simple as turning 2 corners from where we started. What, that's it? This makes you guys being so on top of me seem a little silly. That's not true, Ichan. Ichan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability to pull off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened? Her expression unchanging, Misha signs something amusingly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and put her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Alright. Misha feigns deafness and hums cheerily. Stop that, I know you heard me. You have no excuses unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door to the student council room. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe even a little larger than a classroom. There's a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs, and a smaller desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Chizune's. There are a few regular desks, and chairs stacked to one side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves, stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something. The most noticeable thing that this room doesn't have is other people. Are we early? No. What do you mean no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Chizune claps her hands together very energetically. Can I just say one thing? We haven't had a choice since the beginning of the episode, so I would like a choice. Because I'm feeling like I want some action. Please. Let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Oh, okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain to you while we set everything up. While Misha's talking, Chizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinet and throws it on the table. My bad. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for liking running through the basic with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arms through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off onto me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, whilst trying to ponder how to defend against Chizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. My attention, yeah, that's... That was another yawn, by the way. Ichin Chishin wants you to know that you are taking too long to make a move. She also says that she will help you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer means that she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyway, no! Shishan admires your fighting spirit and will be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. Magnanimous? She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed, so she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who in return signs it back to Misha. Misha presses her index fingers against her temples, as if trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Wait, please slow down, Chishan. Each and Chishan say you're going to lose. So how we crush her world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Sorry if her shines with shy light. This is sweet. That's cute. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. Let me save. Okay. So, she has a point. Attack aggressively. It's a trap. Smartest played defensively here. I'm gonna try. No, because we're a rebellion, so we have to attack aggressively, right? She's either really mocking me or trying to trick me. I have nothing else to lose, though, so I'm gonna as well try something different. Maybe if I spread out my forces and try to control more territories, I can recoup the advantages. Shizune seems to focus on conquering whole nations, so maybe I can sacrifice my hold on continents against more small countries. It's worth a shot. She turns later, I end up losing the game anyway. Nope. Nope. I am gonna reload that and play defensively. Look at that, she's just trying to psych me out. Looking at the board again, I have pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it doing something reckless. Aw, come on! What is this illusion of choice here? Okay. Shizune adjusts her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump a fist in the air in celebration. What? Hitchin, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Chichin, not me. Yeah, figured. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5-army bonus, but you can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Okay, so more guts. I'm gonna. Okay. Okay. I win, yay. To translate that, it was pretty clear. Well, we were giving our best, that's what I thought, so the best just isn't good enough, though if anyone knows that, it's me. You did very well for someone who just learned how to play today. Ichen, you attacked Iceland and North America at the same time. That's a very daring move. Chichen is impressed. Hey! Okay, so that was the right choice if I want to date her. Dude, I said that on the tone of someone who was gonna kidnap her and literally sew her limbs. Like, why do I go into rants like this? Someone stopped me one day. The mark of great people is that they are daring, and that they can follow through. We're already halfway there. Isn't that great, Ichen? Isn't enough, though. Just potential isn't enough. There is no point to potential if you don't take the first step. And there is no point to that if you don't keep going. I want to see more. You're right, Jishin, but that's so demanding. Jishin leans forward, suddenly looking a lot less playful and more like the serious person I expected her to be from the start. Chen would like to join the student council? She really doesn't waste any time, does she? But I'm my second day of school, so I'm hesitant about committing to something so early. I haven't even taken a look at any other clubs yet. But spending time with Shizune and Misha doesn't seem like something I would hate. Still need more time to think about it before I decide for sure. Maybe I'll get back to you on it. Okay, Ichan, but I hope you're not just saying that so we don't feel bad. No, really. Really? Ichan, if you're going to say that, you're saying that it is definitely the truth, and there can't be any mistaking it. I know. I guess I should have my revenge for losing at the very least. Shizune smiles at that in a mischievous way that feels like twisting the knife in the wound of my loss. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. It's not closed yet, is it? He scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? There's a clock right there on the wall. It should be, unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Jishan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. Can't miss it. You want us to show you where it is? What? No thanks, it's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye! That's creepy. Was it always there? That is so creepy. What is this painting? Until I stares up and I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain, like only always can be. The problem is that the library's whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. The classrooms are marked with signs stating which class they belong to, but then there's a plethora of other unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them? Or is it just somewhere down the hallway? I bet on the latter and choose my direction at random. After I turn around the corner, an unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not opening either, though, just barely ajar so that I can see it's opening and nothing else. What makes sense for the library door to be invitingly open, and while this one is not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment's notice. This feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by entering. Door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it's much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible, the meek "hello" on my lips is quickly snatched away. You're a blind girl. This is not as I was expecting. A mindlessly, or maybe it's a blind and deaf girl. I mean, probably Ellen Keller. Of course, it always comes down to Ellen Keller when we talk about deaf blind person. taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation stills my voice, leaving me standing at the doorway staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. Hello there, may I help you? Staring directly in front of herself, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. I heard the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's being a separate from the room itself. Not only is she likely the tallest girl I ever laid eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movement with her head is telling. That and the slight cloudiness to her eyes mean she must be at least partially blind like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. Wait. Okay. Oh, because she doesn't look Japanese, got it. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is very different from the student council office. I take it you're a new student, Yamaku? Yeah, I just transferred in today. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow of greetings. I think I might stop in like a text or two. We'll see. One which I asked him to match for realizing the futility of the action. I'm Lily Satu. Pleased to meet you. Hisao, so Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality in the proceedings. Gives a nod, taking the words crest inside. Another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from a collection of supplies laid along a shelf. A brush here, a brush there. Her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she followed dozens of times before. Okay, I'm gonna save here, actually. Alright, cool. So that's it for today, guys. Um, Not much happened in this episode, I'm afraid. Only one choice, and it didn't seem to matter that much, although maybe it did. But anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching the second episode. I hope you liked it. Be sure to like, be sure to comment, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos, more Katawa Shoujo, more horror, more cool games, more fun energy. I dabbed twice in this video, it's not okay. But yeah, thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Kudos.